It came in above expectations, above what the market was expecting. If you bought on that expectation, it traded as high as $3.98, which is around about a 3.4% gain intraday. So that would have been a good trade to have made yesterday. Rare, the price action was quite similar. But I think the movements in commodities overnight was quite interesting. Copper in particular, it was actually higher during trade yesterday after that PMI. It rose as much as around 1.5% and traded close to $3.50 once again. But overnight we saw those euro concerns come across markets again, and it weighed on the copper price. We saw the copper price actually closing 0.5% lower after that happened, and it was that news coming out of Cyprus and the ECB possibly cutting off the funding there to the banking system, which may cause quite some big problems on Monday when they come back online. But I think what's interesting here is obviously the prospects of a banking collapse would be bad for the euro, but you look at what's driving copper prices. You saw a PMI from China yesterday, from a country that accounts for around 40% of the world demand of copper, come out better than expected, which is a good sign. You look at the US, which is the second largest consumer of copper. We saw initial jobless claims fall. We also saw the preliminary market manufacturing PMI come out better than what was expected overnight as well. Yet the copper price was affected by this news coming out of Cyprus, a nation of 1 million people, probably never had as much media coverage worldwide ever in its history. But I think probably the worst piece of information coming out overnight was probably that German PMI data, where we saw manufacturing shrink, because Germany has been that country that's held up the Eurozone and has been quite resilient through this mess. So I think we'll be watching the miners today, probably some weakness because copper prices and other commodities were lower, but I think there's still some good value at these prices.